Now, with these rose reviews, I'm trying to be as open and honest about my actual personal opinion with each rose as I can. But if you have a different opinion, especially of this lady here, please do feel free to get in contact, and we'll talk about it, because everybody's perception of things are slightly different. This rose here, I've picked and brought into the garden with you. One, because I'm so ashamed of it in the garden. It looks so blooming awful that I can't bear to show you. So I thought I'd bring it in and talk to you a little bit about it. Now, if you don't have a great deal of space, I really wouldn't bother growing this particular rose. This is Darcy bussell. Grown and introduced by David Austin Roses in 2006, there is no denying that the blooms from this particular rose are exquisite. It has the most beautiful purpley mauve, lovely port colour, wonderful ripples into that lovely velvety centre of the rose itself. It is absolutely sublime as a bloom, opening virtually completely flat, and it has a wonderful rich fruity fragrance, much like Munstead wood. As you'd expect it to with this dark colour, it smells of blackcurrants, apples and blackberries. Really lovely, strong, chocolatey flavours. It is really very pleasant. Unfortunately, the negatives with this particular rose, as you can see, it is absolutely blighted. Every single year I've grown it, and I've had this particular plant for nearly 10 years, every single year it is blighted with blackspot, it is blighted with mildew and leaf drop. It has only one flush of flowers every single year. It might produce, if I'm lucky, about 10 blooms, and then it will shed every single leaf like the Whomping Willow of Harry Potter. Literally everything just falls off of it in about 5 seconds. It is very weak. It sends up very few canes. It's very woody. It's very floppy. So unfortunately, the verdict on this one, unless you have the space like we do here at North Lodge, where I'm running to 2,800 square metres, and I have the space for one or two sort of more, not highly performing roses, I really wouldn't bother growing this one. I say the blooms, it's such a shame, because it is incredibly pretty, as you can see from that little spray of blooms there. The buds are really lovely. There's a lovely shape to them, a lovely little flick off the top of the bud just before it opens. Lovely deep cupped rosette there, with the outer petals completely enveloping that centre eye, and opening, I say, completely flat with a lovely fragrance. The colour is beautiful, but unfortunately, if you don't have the space, Darcy bussell isn't one of the David Austin roses I would be growing. It does reach very regularly 3 feet by 3 feet. And that's about it, really, all I can say about that. But if you have a varying opinion of this particular rose, please do get in contact. I know the people over in America absolutely adore this one, and whether that's differently grafted onto a different rootstock over there, I don't know, because obviously they're produced in Texas rather than being grown here in the UK. I don't know whether that affects its vigour, but here in the UK, I struggle with this rose greatly, and if you have a different opinion, please do get in contact.